Hello, engineering students. If you're working on this idler wheel, you should be pretty close to being done at this point in watching this video. So you have completed the assembly, you have completed the animation, and you have placed your assembly, your exploded view on your sheet here. So to double check a few things, your sheet size, so if you right click sheet 1, click on edit sheet. You might be on size B or C. I'm on size C. And you should have a bunch of dimensions already on your technical drawing like you see on my example. You should also have your bubbles. Okay, so real quick, to do the bubbles, you have to click on balloon. So you click on balloon, you click on the part, and it'll like lock onto the edge. And you click and then right click, continue, and it'll leave that balloon in place. Let me undo because I already have a balloon. For this specific drawing, you have been asked to include the exploded view with all of the major dimensions, the center lines, a view of the bushing like this. So how did I do that? Well, I clicked on place view and then I clicked on base. And then I selected the bushing file, which is this one. And I clicked open. And then you'll notice if you zoom out, it's going to be somewhere on your page. And it may or may not be in the correct position. So you move it around, fit it somewhere on the technical drawing. And you might have to click on the view cube arrows to get it into the correct position. Once it's placed in the correct spot, then you add your dimensions. Now some of you are asking about how do you add this chamfer dimension. The annotate tab contains this chamfer dimension option. So if you click chamfer, you have to zoom in a lot and you click on the chamfer itself and then you click on the inside edge here. So you click that and then you'll see it'll automatically populate the information for the chamfer. And now this says 2x, that means that there's two chamfers on this part, one here and one here. So in order to edit that, we're gonna, oops, I don't know why I opened that. We're gonna double click on the text and then right in front, we type 2x space and click OK. And then it'll add that for you automatically. And then of course you just add those other dimensions like you would with any other part drawing like that. Let me go ahead and delete that because I don't need it. And you also need a section view of the whole assembly like you see here and a detailed view of the shaft here. So I'm going to show you how to do those two things. Now I'm going to do it actually on a blank template. So let me open up a blank template. Okay, so bring in the assembly view. Again, you click base, you click on find your file, and in your preview here you should see your assembly. So I'm going to click open, and it might bring it in the wrong view, like it might bring it in isometric. I'm going to go to 1/2 scale. We want this view, so whatever it says for this view, this is the right view. This is the view you need, the one that shows it on it, the side of it. So it might say front, it might say side, it might say bottom. This is the view. Then you click OK. Okay, and this obviously it would be on this drawing. I'm doing it on another empty drawing to show you the skill. So you only need this one view. And then to create the section, you click on section, okay, and then you move over. It might ask you might have to actually click on the view itself. Since there's only one view on here, it's not letting me click on it. And you'll notice your mouse will start to like click to the lines. And you don't want to add too many lines here. You actually want just only 2 clicks. So you want to line up your mouse with the center Okay, and then once it's lined up and it's passed, it's not like on the inside here, it's passed, it's like above it. You click one time, move your mouse down, and you go, again, you go past the part, click one time, and you can go left or right, and then you right click, continue, and it'll create the section view of the part. So we're going to click over to the right side there, and there is your section view. Now remember, a section view is like this A line right here. If I were to take a lightsaber and cut this part straight down the middle, all of these diagonal lines, those are where the part was cut. So I want you to imagine that. That's where the part was cut, and we cut this part in half. So that's what a section view is. So on your section view, on your full technical drawing of the whole idler wheel and all its parts like this, place it somewhere nice. It doesn't need to be in bottom left. Place it wherever it fits and looks good. And then add a few dimensions like you see here. Make sure you have some center lines. Make sure it's a section scale. And that should count. For competitions, they'll ask you specifically what to add on the section view. They might ask you to dimension the whole section view. They might ask you to just put it on there. Okay, now let's move over to the shaft part. For the shaft part, that's a detail. So I'm actually gonna delete the detail view. And again, what you would do is you click place views, you click base, you select the part that you're going to put on the technical drawing, and then you would just only put that one view, just this view. You put a center mark, and the two dimensions that you see here, we don't have the other dimensions because they're actually on the isometric view. And then to make the detail, you would go to place views, click detail, and now see, now it wants me to select the view. So I'm going to hover over, you're going to see little red lines around the part, and that's when you click. And then a detail view menu is going to pop up. Here you can change the scale, but what you're going to do is you're going to move your mouse over the part where you're going to create a detail view. And here you have to click and hold. So I'm going to click and hold, and you're going to see a circle form. So that's where the detail is going to be cut out from. So watch. So if I click again, the detail is letting me position it and place it. So I'm going to click one time right there, and then I can move that to where it should fit. Let's move that over here. So what that does is, you see that circle here for C? It puts it, it kind of like chops it up to let you know that it was cut away from this view. And then you would add some details here, like the chamfer information, which we just learned a moment ago. So click chamfer, click the chamfer, click the side. See how it shows you information automatically right away. And let me just undo to see what we were looking for. So we're looking for the radius of this fillet, the two chamfers, and that's it. The rest of the technical drawing, you should have a note here that says the fillet sizes for the bushing, the shaft, the wheel. And then your parts list should look like mine. You should have the item numbers, the quantity. Notice that the bushing, that has a quantity of 2. And the file name or the title name. I'm actually going to expand this out because I don't like the way it looked. The material, make sure the material matches. So your base should be steel, your bushing should be bronze, the hanger and shaft are steel, and the wheel is aluminum. Your masses should all match up to mine. And then you might be asked on the competition for the total weight. So the easiest way to do that would be to look at your parts list and use a calculator and add those all up, and then put it somewhere on the page. I just happen to have space in my title block, but there's nothing wrong with adding another rectangle or just the note here, total weight, and writing it in using your text tools, which you know how to use. So again, just real quick, click text, drag a box, write in the information that you need to write in, and click cancel. What I did on my title block, I kind of have it automatically giving me the weight by going, so if I right click on my title block and edit definition, you see how it says mass / P2 semicolon. That's kind of like a code which will add up all of the parts mass. But that's pretty rare to see that, I think, on parts. Again, if you get stuck or need help, let me know. But that's what I'm looking for on this technical drawing. You should have this completed as soon as possible.